Hello everyone, I'm Yu Hao. Welcome to my presentation. Today I'm going to introduce our work which tried to demystify the on-the-ground ecosystem of account registration bots. I believe every one of you have used the membership systems provided by different websites. In our research, we found that 94% of top websites have such membership systems. With these membership systems, websites provided customized experiences such as friend suggestions, shopping recommendations, saving videos, and posting your opinions. However, there is also network crime using the membership system, such as collecting welcome coupons, fabricating false rankings, and creating fake followers and comments. Okay, here comes the question, how can an attacker get so many accounts? Yes, the answer is account registration bots. But how can these bots automatically create accounts? Of course, website owners use many different methods to prevent bots. The most popular one is capture. Every time we create a new account, we can see many kinds of capture, such as text and inactive characters, which include different puzzles. To understand the ecosystem of registration bots, we conduct a preliminary study to understand the human verification used by websites. We manually analyzed the top 200 popular websites and identified the verification methods used. SMS verification and capture are the most widely used. Now it's time to have a look at the ecosystem. Normal users have to finish the verifications by themselves when they want to create new accounts. However, malicious registrants can use their tools to create accounts automatically. These tools may be developed by the tools developers. With the help of anti-human verification services, these tools can bypass the verifications, and in the end, the account sellers will sell these accounts in underground markets. There is no doubt that anti-human verification services are the most important. Based on our research of registration tools, we found the most critical three anti-human verification services. The first one is the SMS receiving services, which can bypass SMS verification. The second one is the capture recognition services, which can bypass the various captures. And the third one is proxy services, which can bypass IP registrations. Now let's dive into these three services and learn more about them. How can the SMS receiving services collect so many mobile numbers? Generally, SMS receiving services don't own any SIM cards. Instead, the SIM card supplier is actually owner of the phone numbers. These use special devices like that, which has dozens of slots for SIM cards to operate them at the same time. And there are many card suppliers for one receiving services, so they can provide a lot of mobile numbers. The receiving services where you use their phone numbers on different websites. For this reason, before receiving the SMS code, the users must choose their target website first. If their targets are different, the services can provide them with the same phone number, and then the phone number can be used to receive the SMS codes on different websites. The formats of messages are different, so the SMS receiving services can send these verification codes to the correct receivers. Now let's look at the workflow. First, the user will need to choose their target websites, also called the project. Second, the service will encode a phone number. Then the user submits the phone number to the website. The website will send a code to this number, and the service will transfer it to the user, and in the end, the user gets the code and submit. Next is the capture recognition services. How can a capture be bypassed? It depends on types of capture. The easy types such as the text ones can be solved by a machine learning model, but for the interactive capture, most of them need to be solved manually by the laborers. The workflow of capture recognition services is very simple. First, the user observes the puzzle from the website and then transfer it to the capture recognition service. The service will solve it and send back the answer, and in the end, the user gets the answer and submit. The last one is the proxy services. They can provide many different IP addresses, but how can they get a mass of IP addresses? There are two major sources of these IP addresses. The first one is the ADSL network services, which provides a different IP address for every dial. And the other one is the cheap VPS, which can provide static IP addresses. Now let's look at the workflow. When the user applies for an available IP, the proxy service allocates an IP address to the user, and the user can use this IP to access the target website. After that, we try to analyze these three anti-human verification services by these four problems. How many SMS receiving services are there in the world, and how many mobile phone numbers can be used? Can existing capture recognition services successfully bypass the diverse verification methods? Can an IP proxy service provide enough services to these bots? And can this anti-human verification service be used together for registration? To collect as many phone numbers as possible, we developed a script to collect phone numbers for 31 days. Based on the phone numbers we collect for each day, there are three important features. The first one is the daily active phone numbers, which means how many different numbers we can get. The second one is the daily new phone numbers, which means how many new phone numbers we can get in one day. And the third one is the lifetime of these numbers, which means how many days we can see a phone number in our records. And last, we identified over 8 million different phone numbers from 26 SMS receiving services over 31 days. And we can answer the first question. There are many SMS receiving services in the world with a mass of active phone numbers. These services add tens of thousands of new phone numbers daily, and these phone numbers have a lifetime of about 10 to 15 days. For the capture recognition services, we collect capture images from different websites and use the capture recognition services to serve them. Then we manually check the results. In addition, for the inactive captures, we first mark the results on the pictures and then check them. For the Google recapture, we analyze the website's response date to check the results. With such a method, we test 32 websites and try to answer the second question. In most popular websites, the capture recognition services can bypass their verifications. For text captures, in more than 93% of cases, the accuracy rate is higher than 50%. And the inactive and nonsense capture also can be bypassed. The next is proxy services. We developed a script to collect IP addresses from the proxy services. Then we used these IPs to visit our analysis servers to check whether they can available or anonymous, which means we couldn't get the real IP from an HTTP request. With such a method, we test 5 proxy services, and now we can answer the research question 3. These proxy services can provide many available IP addresses, and most of these IP addresses have high ability and low reputation, and they are anonymous. In the end, we combined all these 3 services and tried to create accounts on 5 real-world websites. Of course, we did it. And now we can answer the research question 4. Our experiment shows that we can create new accounts on websites simply by combining these anti-human verification services. And although this sometimes we have need to try more than one time, but they work well on all the websites we tested. With the data collected, we further attempt to characterize the impact of these bots and try to answer which websites are their targets and how many bot accounts are created, and can we estimate the market size of this on-the-ground ecosystem. We selected 10,000 phone numbers to check whether they have been used to create accounts. We use the forget password services or available check services provided by the websites. With the results on the 4 different kinds of websites, we can answer the question. Our results show that all kinds of websites are their targets, and moreover, about 20 to 40% of mobile phone numbers has been used to create new accounts. Next, we try to calculate the market size. First, we collect the price for each services and add them together as the cost per registration. Then we multiply by the average daily new phone numbers, and the last one is the number of accounts created by each phone numbers. We manually checked 100 mobile phone numbers with the Tencent Mobile Manager. The result is 2.5, and now we can get the result. It's about 4.8 to 128.1 million per year. In the end, we want to discuss what we can do to defend these bots. Use random SMS templates, deploy diverse capture, or even display them randomly to disrupt the workflows of these bots. Track malicious registrations with the same phone numbers across websites in a short period, and uncover malicious phone numbers with the method we used. Thanks for listening, and we have released our data site on our websites. Thanks.